Good evening, my name is Iris Ratcliffe Cousar. Today I will be discussing my educational service plan, and this is for ESE 634 at Ashford University, Dr. Cunha, May 20th, 2019. We know that communication is very important in every aspect of our life. When we look at the world of education, communication is important because it helps us to build positive relationships, positive um, professional relationships, I need to add. Um, in order for us to educate our children and to help them progress both academically and functionally, it is a team effort. It is not something that one can achieve on their own. Therefore, effective communication, it helps us to build our team effort in order to achieve the common goal. Um, Reasons that we will communicate and people that we will communicate with as educators will be our colleagues, our parents, administration, the students, of course, and our community stakeholders. Our stakeholders are people um, such as the churches, um, grandparents, community businesses, people who support the school and the school goal. With the parent communication plan, it is important that we know when and where it is important to communicate with our parents. We, especially as an EC teacher, you do not want to risk violating confidentiality. So I prefer, even though you may live in a small town, you may run into parents. Try your very best to just keep the communication when it comes to the academics about your students. Keep it within the school setting. Um, some of the reasons that you may want to communicate with your parents are in places or times during the school year, parent teacher conferences. You can call home just to tell something positive about a child, something positive that you saw them doing. I tell my students I'd rather call home and leave a positive message than something negative any day. Phone calls to update parents on students' performance. A parent should not know once the report cards or progress reports come out that their student is failing, their child is failing. If you have been calling the parent, and updating them, it is something that they should have been knowing as you progress monitor your child, your student. At IEP meetings, it's very important that we communicate with parents as well, who are also a part of the IPT, and Parent Scholar Night, or Parent Night. Um, and these are just nights where that the school hosts in order to give parents more information on different themes. It could be math, it could be reading, it could be the arts, it could be STEAM. It all just depends on what the school is targeting for that particular event. When we look at our student, any student, when it comes to the world of EC, um, we have our own little EC jargon, I would like to call it. Things such as BOY, MOY, EOY, IEP, Deck 4, Deck 5, TRC, RB. Now, let me go back and let you know what those things mean. EOY, BOY, MOY, beginning, middle, and end of year. If you're not familiar with the word of education, you're not going to know what those acronyms stand for. IEP, Individualized Education Plan. Deck 4, which is the IEP, the Deck 5, which is the summarizer, the review, the written notice, the prior written notice that you reviewed during at the end of the meeting. If you say TRC, that's text reading comprehension, that's something dealing with M class. If you say DORF, that's demos or reading fluency. Again, If you're not an educator, you may not be familiar with these terms. Therefore, it is important that when you are talking with your parents, if you were to use these acronyms, please take a moment to explain what they mean. But it is best if you do not use these acronyms and you spell out the whole word and you explain what you're talking about instead of using the acronyms or the jargon. Um, Using the jargon could cause a breakdown in communication with Manuel's parents. The intended goals that we have for Manuel, ways to improve the reading speed and accuracy, how to cope with dyslexia, ways to enhance his reading comprehension, and how to improve collaboration and communication with others. The things that Manuel's parents can do at home to help with reading, reading passages, main idea, core reading, echo reading, and team building activities at home. It is important that we enhance our collaboration and communication with our colleagues. This can be done through Strength Finder activities, PLCs, which are professional learning communities. It is important that we listen for understanding and that we respect the opinions of others. It is important as educators because we're going to collaborate. About our students throughout different aspects of the year. So it is important that we remember ways to have effective communication because there's nothing worse than trying to speak with a colleague and it goes south. If we would just learn to respect each other's opinion and listen for understanding, then it will make communication so much easier and much more effective. The ways to handle conflict amongst the staff. You must be unbiased. We must have effective communication. And great listening skills are a must. No school is perfect. No staff is perfect. No, everyone will not get along all the time. But everyone should always respect each other and each other's opinion. Um, but if there was to be conflict, there are successful ways that you can handle conflict amongst your colleagues. Best tips and practices for effective communication. Maintain a professional and friendly tone. Um, be sure to keep your facial expressions, your body language. Just be sure to try to keep an eye on that because that can say a lot about the way we feel before we even open our mouths. So it's very important that we are aware of our facial expression and our body language, even though it may not be intentional. Again, even if you disagree, have respect for others' opinion, and listen for understanding. For Manuel, his service delivery that he is going to receive for the school year, the co-teaching inclusion model. This is going to provide more support for him in the classroom. He will not be picked out amongst his colleagues. Amongst his peers, and he will not lose out on core instructional time. Manuel's parents do not want him to be singled out. Um, they want to find a way for him to cope with his dyslexia. Um, Again, they have found a way with me going into co-teach to help to maximize his potential within his general educational classroom. And he also needs to be able to use the combination of modifications as needed, and that's outlined in his IEP. As special education teacher, it's important that um, you ensure that the IEP is correctly implemented. that the general education teacher, the special teachers, those who the student will have contact with, that they are implementing the guidelines within the IEP because we know that is a legal binding document. Um, you support the student in the regulated classroom and also implement research-based interventions. Being that Manuel is prepared to transition, there are some things that you need to put into place for him: self advocacy, self determination, and personal planning. Um, it's just so much that I can say on these folders with self advocacy. That's basically advocate for yourself, being able to effectively communicate with self determination. Excuse me. That is, excuse me. Basically, being your own cheerleader. Yes, it is great to have someone else in your corner, but it's nothing like being your own cheerleader and rooting for yourself. Lastly, um, person-centered planning. That's a PCP was used in the mental health field. And with the PCP manual will explain the steps he must take in order to achieve his goals. Some things that manuals parents can do to stay involved. It allows them to express their concerns. They can have the opportunity to meet and participate with the upcoming transitional meetings. And as his parents, they've had the opportunity to communicate and work with the rest of the members of the IEP team for the entire year since we have come together to implement an IEP for manual, even through the referral process.